In Eminem's 2000 song, Stan, an obsessive Slim Shady fan writes rambling letters to Eminem in hopes that maybe one day he will respond. In these letters, he details his life and his dreams of being with Marshall Mathers, and after not receiving a personalized letter back from him in a timely manner, he takes it as a personal offense. And afterwards, he decides to kill himself and his pregnant wife by trapping her in the trunk and driving off of a bridge, recording his final messages and sending it to Eminem in hopes that he will feel bad about it. Of course, the song was fiction. No one in their right mind would actually listen to Eminem. I'm kidding. I'm a straight white male. It's the only thing on my Spotify. But the song brought to the table a discussion about obsessive fan culture and the implications it can have on the mental health of creators, celebrities, influencers, whatever. And in 2017, the word stan was officially adopted into the Oxford American Dictionary. Noun, plural, stans. An overzealous or obsessive fan of a particular celebrity. The term was actually picked up long before it was coined as a slang word, and I remember it specifically being used back during Justin Bieber's breakout years. Holy shit, I remember girls were like cutting themselves because Justin smoked a blunt. Actually, that was a 4chan hoax. Yeah, I bet you didn't know that, did you? Dumbass. But it makes me wonder how many young fans saw those posts, thought they were real, and maybe even followed the example that was set. Ugh. When I think stan, I think a number of things. I think sports stans, actor stans, music stans, specifically K-pop stans, which are quite possibly the most embarrassing species of stan. K-pop stans with their hypersensitivity and their fan cams, which are just phone recordings of a particular dancer performing live. It's just stupid. Doesn't matter the context, doesn't matter if someone died, maybe they'll get mad and view the video even more. Because if I get 1 million views on my fan cam, maybe generic K-pop star 3269B will let me sniff their fucking farts. Because I'm a good stan account with 1 million views on my fucking fan cam! K-pop stans. The majority of people talking about you right now are not mad about K-pop existing. They're mad about K-pop stans. You are annoying. You won't shut the fuck up, and you won't stop spamming every tweet and every hashtag and every trending topic with videos of Korean pop stars that no one wants to see. No one should have to put up with your bullshit. Stop being so extra. You can't cancel someone for being annoyed when you're literally the reason K-pop has a bad name. And also, you can't just self-identify as a stan, which is inherently weird, and then get mad when people talk about how weird you are. Okay, moving on. What I want to talk about specifically are the stans that exist within my close friend group's community, specifically SMP Live and the SMP stans. Quick summary, if you're living under a rock, you know what SMP Live is. Minecraft server, CallMeCarson, started a bunch of creators, including myself, got in, we built stuff, we killed each other, it was fun. I probably made the biggest contribution to the server with my unfinished Doge cube, which will remain scuffed forever. But that's aside the point. I want to talk about a stream that Carson felt the need to do a couple nights back. And if you already know what I'm talking about, then you already know where this is going. And for the record, I do have permission from my friend Carson to talk about this topic, unlike the group of angsty teens who did not have permission to put a lot of the cast of SMP Live in a fan fiction sort of thing where Altrive's father was executed. Some cringe mashup of SMP Live in this game called Dragonrampa. Basically, it's a story where SMP Live members kill each other. It's a game where we kill each other. Except we aren't original characters, we're real people, and a lot of us aren't even personas. Like, I know Altrive is not a persona, I'm not a persona, I'm not in it, thankfully. Way too edgy for the SMP Live stance. But again, that's just a part of a much larger problem. And the other night, Carson went live to talk about this tweet, which was the straw that broke the camel's back, really. I went to TwitchCon. I met my favorite streamers, especially Cooper. I may have taken a plastic water bottle that was Cooper's, and I still have it to this day. Anonymous. Posted by the @SMP Confessions account, which at this time currently self-deleted. As a whole, Carson wanted to address stan culture, the more extreme sides of it, because let's face it, stan as a colloquial term just means diehard fan, but it's still weird as fuck to want to associate yourself with the idea of someone who would literally kill themselves if they didn't get attention from a celebrity or a person that they looked up to. It's also just kind of weird to lump yourself in as like just a regular fan that runs a fan account with the people who fantasize about Carson and their pull-ups at night when they go to bed. SMP Live memes? That's cool. Touching your dinky while thinking about SMP Live members?
What matters here is that one of my friends is being put up on a pedestal that is so much higher than any person should be put up, especially streamers. Um, we're very, very normal human beings, and I, it sucks. It really sucks because if this is not a troll, then someone has gone and taken Cooper's water bottle and put it in their fucking shrine or something, and that is so dehumanizing beyond belief.
That's true. You heard it from the man himself, and I'll say it just to reciprocate it. We are, as creators and streamers and whatever the fuck, we're just normal dudes. Literally, I am a normal guy. Carson is a normal guy. I've met him in person. He's honestly just like how he is in his videos. He's just like how he is on his streams, too. The first time I met Carson, I walked into the room at his Airbnb, and me and Josh and All Tribe and a bunch of the guys, I think Joko and Cooper were also in there, we were gathered around Carson's bed like he was a grandpa saying his last words to his close family. He was literally tucked under a blanket, hands folded across his chest. I walk in, he's like, "Hey, Weast." Hi, Carson. Well, maybe that's not the most normal thing in the world, but my point stands is that he's just a guy, right? Cooper is just a guy. Cooper, I'm sorry for confusing you for Joko one time. I'm really bad with faces. But Cooper is a normal, genuine guy. They all are, except for Travis. Travis is... There's something off about Travis. So if you're one of those people to maybe be like, "Oh, he left a bottle here that he was drinking out of," maybe just don't come to the conventions.
A lot of stands are well-meaning, but even if you're well-meaning, the impression it gives off is very hard for us to come to terms with because we are normal fucking people. Wilbur responded to the tweet. It's not the profile pictures for me. It's not the Wilbur X name or the he's baby or the usernames for me. It's the I keep Cooper's water bottle in my drawer and the I can't wait to smell Wilbur at VidCon bunch that keep me up at 3 a.m. in a cold sweat.
If you've seen this VOD or you watched that stream that night, Carson talked on that point a lot. If you're well-meaning and you're just an ordinary stan, then you're fine. He's not talking about you. But like Wilbur said, there are still the few people who associate themselves with the same group of people that just run fan accounts and post Carson memes and replies to Carson's tweets and other SMP Live members' tweets. Those people set a bad example and they create a bad name for a lot of the people in the community. You know, thankfully, I'm a smaller creator and my audience is mostly male, fat, heavy gamers, shit posters that are just like, "Hey, Weast." They don't do this shit to me, thank God. Most people get that you shouldn't, like, you know, publicly over-sexualize your favorite celebrities or creators or influencers, whatever. You shouldn't ship them with people that they are not publicly in a relationship with, you know, that can damage relationships that they have. And you really shouldn't be obsessing over anyone who doesn't actively know you exist, you know? Because that can be bad for you. Because when you get these weird one-sided relationships online all the time between creator and viewer, you end up with people that, unbeknownst to these creators, spend time with them. If you're a creator, people might use your content for comfort when they're going through a rough patch, which can sort of build and solidify and cement this vicarious parasocial relationship. They may have watched so many of your videos and heard you talk about yourself so much that they think they know everything about you, when in reality they probably don't. And what ends up happening with these parasocial relationships is they usually end up in a state of toxicity, sometimes madness, but most of the time just unhealthy levels of endearment and toxicity. You know, you'll end up with like gatekeepers or people who defend everything you do mindlessly, which is not good for your audience. I mean, maybe if you're trying to make $1 billion, yeah, having a mindless sheep audience is good. I don't know about you, but I kind of want my viewers to have a mind of their own a little bit.
Well, yes, we do appear very accessible because of social media. There still is that disconnect because we're just influencers, right? We just make videos on the internet. We just live stream. We just tweet. You know, there's no person behind that. And that makes it completely acceptable to act in a certain way towards us that you wouldn't be caught dead acting in that way towards someone you know in real life, if someone were to discover that you acted that way.
Yeah, like Schlatt said, that's a little weird. It's not outside of the norm for social media because the norms on social media are just so different. Creators are normal people. They just have really big internet points next to their name. Stan culture perpetuates this unhealthy, weird behavior, and it only gets more extreme the longer it goes on. It's good that Carson decided to talk about this because otherwise it probably would have gotten to a point where it was a little too late. Stans, a lot of you are okay. Some of you are cute in what you do, but some of you, the very small minority that represent the whole majority, unfortunately, are shit. So you should all sort of think about some of the stuff you do, fans included. Would you do it if that creator could see you doing it and you knew 100% they could see what you were doing online? Or consider this, if you're in the same room as this person, talking at them, to them, face to face, would you say these things?
There's Carson X Reader fanfiction on Wattpad. There's sexualization of me and my friends. I think there's a difference between shipping people that clearly are fine with the shipping and are encouraging it, such as me and Kate or Fitz and Pokimane, which is putting it up for a bit. We're encouraging it. But then there's also, if someone is saying, I don't want to be shipped, I don't want this to be something that I have to see, I think there needs to be a certain amount of respect for those people.
And again, don't ship people who aren't actively and openly engaging in flirtatious interactions online, please. It's not cool. I can't tell you how many times I've had people ship me and my friend Anna, and then my girlfriend of 5 years sees those tweets and gets upset. That's not cool, man. That shit can carry over into my real life.
At the end of the day, what it comes down to is we're very real people, and I just don't want to see shit like that. Don't stalk people. Don't be creepy. There needs to be more boundaries.
And that's okay. And boundaries are good. This does not mean you're no longer allowed to reply to our tweets because it makes us uncomfortable. It just means maybe you shouldn't reply to our tweets with, hey there, daddy, I want you to come in my little butt, because that's not, You could at least add some comedy to that to spice it up, but just unsettling just for the sake of being gross and unsettling in hopes that that's going to make us laugh. Let me just break this down for you. Uncomfortable does not equal funny. I learned that in 9th grade when I thought that telling a girl that my heelys meant I had a big cock would make her want to go out with me. Spoiler alert, she didn't go out with me.
If you are one of these people that I'm talking about, I think it's important to just be a little bit more reflective on how you are addressing us online or talking to us online. I'm very encouraging of fan discussion. I'm very encouraging of fans in general, and I appreciate every single one of you. But there's a huge difference between a fan and someone who goes and steals my friend's water bottle at a convention.
Wow, Carson said that with such grace. I would have said, fuck off, I will buy a gun. I won't touch on the part of Carson's stream where he gets into people trying to puppeteer certain creators into saying morally or politically motivated things. But I'll just summarize by saying that some people in the community have been called transphobic because they don't want people coming to their stream just spamming trans rights, say trans rights, etc. It's not really cool to bring that heavy of a discussion to a stream where someone's just like chilling and playing Minecraft, not even talking about anything heavy, you know?
It's a very important subject that we're not equipped to talk about. There's a time and place, yeah. Thank you, Weast.
You're welcome, Carson. But seriously, I've had it happen before. I've had people come to my DMs like, Weast, are you a conservative or are you a liberal? I'm like, what? Are you serious? What the fuck is it? What do you hear? What? Bro, I literally talk about piss and cum in my videos. What are you talking about? I've never openly said that I directly discriminate against any particular group of people, any protected group. I've never said that I'm anti-LGBT or anything like that. There's nothing homophobic or transphobic about telling people not to spam your stream's chat with that stuff. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just not what we're talking about on the stream. Please don't bring that here and try to force me into saying something just because you think that it's going to bring attention to your cause. We're just chilling and having fun. And like Joko said, we make gaming and comedy videos. Our content is not the place for stuff like that, and it never really has been. And another important point to think about for the people who think that it's okay to do this to creators, think about what Connor said. Turning something as important as trans rights into a meme to get public people to say it really cheapens the actual importance of those that need support and allies. You're not doing yourself or people who need that support any service by just forcing someone to say it. I mean, for the record, trans rights, but like, if you are trying to represent the trans community by being very toxic, fuck you. Now we're done with that. Something I've been thinking about for a very long time are whether or not people should even be self-identifying as stans to begin with. And when I asked, Carson shared the same sentiment that I had.
Should people even be self-identifying as stans given the connotation and the culture surrounding it? I think it's cool that people are able to find friends through us, right? Because it's kind of like if you found a friend because you have an interest in Star Wars, or you have an interest in Minecraft, or whatever. But there's also there's a certain amount, again, boundaries.
Yeah, it's fine to want to find a community to be a part of, but be cool. Don't cross boundaries. And maybe if you are a stan and this video has made you realize, then maybe don't be a stan. I mean, you can still be a fan. Creators love their fans. I have fans, and I love them. They don't have to set my face as their profile picture. I know who they are. They respond to all of my tweets. I recognize their usernames in my Twitch chat. I love those guys. They don't have to obsess over me and make their online presence a persona of me. It's cool. Just have fun, you know? You don't have to conform to this idea of the perfect fan, because the perfect fan is not a stan. There is no such thing as a perfect fan. Just do you. We'll do us. Feel free to watch, like, and subscribe. And that's cool. We're cool with that. I'm cool with that. And I hope you are too. And before I end this video, don't attack anyone just because they stan somebody. Don't be the guy that gatekeeps or tells people what they can and cannot like because they don't meet certain qualifications or whatever. If a person is being annoying or terrible, it's another story. But don't shit on someone for the sole purpose of shitting on them because you think I want you to, or you think Carson wants you to, or anyone in the SMP community wants you to. Don't do that. And this doesn't just apply to the SMP Live community. This goes for any community or any person that has stans. Don't shit on someone just for being a stan. Be kind. Bitch.